Hello everyone, my name is Yogdog and welcome to a new series of Yog's Insomnia fueled YouTube video. Hearts of Iron 4, Old World Blues. As you can tell, my voice is a bit dead at the minute, but we're going to continue here as best we can. So we're going to be doing a new run on the west coast. Once again as the Brotherhood of Steel, but this time it's going to be the Lost Hills chapter. So if you'd seen me in recent days on Twitch and YouTube, I have been doing a couple of practice runs here. So we're going to try and make it so we actually win as the Lost Hills against the NCR. NCR beat me the other day. I haven't yet to actually win against them. What I am going to do, and it's something which I don't really see too much, so I want to see some other things happen, is where are we? I'm going to change a few things here. So I'm not going to change Caesar's hair or anything like that. I'm going to make it so the she go with Elder Francis. I've never actually seen the she Brotherhood of Steel, so I think that could be fun. And I think, just for fun, that's going to be everything. I don't think I want to do too much else. I don't want to strengthen anyone. I'm going to let Eureka become the Eureka territories. That's okay. So I'm going to buff the NCR. I know that sounds terrible, but I'm just not going to outright buff him with modifiers. Let's go good karma for Arroyo. Broken Coast, Caesar's Hair, Chain Choir. Duchy of Langenberg, Eagle Rock. Don't know much about those. Free Fighters, Entity Soul. MacArthur. I think I'm gonna probably go for the Sisters of Steel. Actively raid NCR settlements, trying to develop. Not sure here. Let's go for Army to Mojave, see if that helps them all. New Reno is going to join the NCR. New Vegas. Gonna leave it as is, I think. Go to the Silex Nation. Go north into the Broken Coast. Yeah, it's let Abel go north for the cause. Vault City. Garden of Gecko. Interesting. We're gonna get a buff for Moctezuma, I think, in the south. Interesting. The 80s. Think Tank. New Vegas. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with any of these. But that's good to see for future stuff. Right, the NCR Civil War is allowed. Caesar's Fate is going to be random. I don't think I want to mess with anything else here this time around. I'm going to disable Twi'lek's Death Rattle because I really don't like it. Let me just make sure, yeah, it's saved. Cool. Alright, so we're just going to play an average difficulty. I'm not going to go Iron Man mode or anything like that. haven't actually played with that menu before, playing, well, both with the base game and Hearts of Iron for Old World Blues, so it's going to be fun to mess with that for future scenarios, I think. And it looks like there's some interesting stuff on there in terms of challenge stuff. I use the word stuff a lot. Right, one fateful bullet. Our initial techs are going to be more army doctrine and industry. Right, so one of the important mechanics with the Lost Steel's Brotherhood of Steel here is deploying paladins. So the paladins are powerful but limited power armor units. They don't suffer from terrain malices and don't affect special forces capacity. You get more of these by completing certain focuses in the focus tree. So over time, we want to focus on getting as many of them as possible. Now, in terms of another mechanic, is we have an underground bunker. We can put a bunch of our factories and other important buildings in. Stuff like training facilities, which give plus 2% increased army attack and defense. That's pretty huge. Expeditionary departments, which allow me to send more volunteers, which is incredibly important as the Lost Hills Brotherhood of Steel, because I need to help out the various Brotherhood chapters as much as possible. So I'm going to be helping the Mojave if they hopefully win, which never really happens. We're going to be helping the Guardians if we get a chance. The Cause and the Washington Brotherhood up in the northwest. The Maxon Expedition over here to the east, who eventually get attacked by Lannis's cohort. The Montana Brotherhood, which is up here, the Montana chapter. And down in Texas, eventually the Alamo chapter will end up forming. So, as well as the Texan Brotherhood of Steel already. I think that's pretty much everyone on the map at present. Now, the focus tree does have various areas, including this one here, which isn't accessible at the minute. It won't be for quite a while, so this is going to be in future updates. But it's a huge focus tree, one of the biggest I've seen in the game. Albeit a lot of it you do get locked out of. The various expeditions here, if they end up failing or falling. Stuff like Leon's expedition is entirely chance-based as to what happens over in the Capital Wasteland. So I think for this run, I'm actually going to try and go down the people route. So I've tried the intellectuals, I think it was. No, the ruler. Try going down the ruler route. I don't really want to go down the elite route, I don't think. The Maxons. Maybe in a future run. I fancy going down the people one. But in order to do that, I need to allow ideological thought reformers, I believe. In order to do that, I have to go all the way through the right hand side of the tree, basically. So I need to go Rombians or Maxonians. Probably do finding new living space, or I think we'll go Debts of the Quartermasters to remove our industry debuff. Do greater reforms, and then I need to do... Which one is it? Was it greater reforms? No, and I need to do council reforms. And then I have to do freeing up the council table, and that's the only way for me to do it. So it's quite difficult to get all the way down there. I will do it eventually, but it's going to take me a while to do so, because at the same time I need to manage the various focuses for the smaller nations we keep sending volunteers to. Anyway, that's the preamble done. Let's get the show on the road. I'm going to be going 5 speed. Let's see how it goes for us. So we get military heritage, which is great. It's a pretty good boost. We're just going to go down the first points of the tree here. So military heritage gives division org regain, and eventually it gives a bit of soft attack and so on. It's pretty useful. So we get a few buffs from these initial focuses here, mainly so army experience gain, division attack and core territory at the minute. This one gives another army experience gain increase and 10% stability, which is nice. We have very little war support. Our shattered nation after the previous war with the NCR does not want to go to war again at the minute. Army experience gain again. Gecko pet, sure. Okay, now we can build stuff on the ground, and we're going to immediately go for more expeditionary forces because we're going to need them. I'm going to ignore these side areas here and just go straight down to getting paladins, expeditionary band, forge new paladins back to business, because all of those need to be done before I can progress further in the tree, and time is of the essence if I want to help as many of the Brotherhood chapters as possible. Knowledge is power. Get field scribes, very nice. Lanius is already starting his expansion. Production efficiency retention, very nice. So after this we can send volunteer forces. Okay, I'm probably just going to leave my agents on counter intel. Don't think I want to mess with that too much. Okay, back to business. This is going to give an additional research slot, so rushing this is always a good idea, as well as unlocking the rest of the tree anyway. Let's deploy another unit of paladins. Now I don't think any of the Brotherhood factions that are at war at the minute we can help. The only ones early on I can actually send help to are the Maxon expedition and the Alamo chapter when they form over here. Everyone else has basically debuffs that don't allow them to take volunteers. So although, for example, the Washington Brotherhood up in the northwest, although they start out at war, as do the cores, I can't actually give any of them support, unfortunately. And it's like that for the first year or two. So in terms of what we're going to research next, it's going to be past victories, which is the military heritage I mentioned. So division org, reinforce rates, recovery rates, army soft attack, hard attack, piercing, and more division org. Takes a while, 180 days, but it's a very worthwhile tech to get all 3 of those. So I need to keep an eye on who ends up at war here. And if I see any of the factions which are Brotherhood going to war, then I need to join in. if I can anyway, if the game lets me. So in terms of bringing a leader in charge here, I think Elder Angaradi is going to be our main unit leader. Chaos in the Navarro territories. Is she at war? They got a non-aggression pact and their independence is guaranteed, but no, they're not at war. Let's help the Mojave chapter out first. And I'm going to do as many of these focuses to help out the other factions before I focus on my own. Because it's going to be a long time until I go to war. I have got plenty of time to build stuff up. Whereas some of them do not. So when possible, I need to do all of these because 1,000 manpower is a lot of manpower. So okay, more industry tech. But yeah, recalling the personnel is huge if I am able to do so. Lose 250 manpower, 50k bottle caps. We have no men to spare. And it's an unreasonable demand. I'm not building any more military factories in a minute. Well, Lanius is already a bit bigger. I need to hope that the twin mothers slow him down. Guardian Brotherhood, Maxon chapter. I think I need to do Leon's expedition first, to be honest. Make sure that they have all the equipment they need, because I don't know if it's random chance or whether that helps. The Washington Brotherhood has generated the largest amount of world tension. One of the things I am going to do is disband, even though they're veterans, I don't really care, the standard infantry units. We are only going to be using power armor formations because I need to max out my manpower, and infantry formations are very vulnerable. Okay, that's Leon's expedition. Let's go to Gulf expedition next. And you need volunteers. Robot City is going to be difficult to beat, I think. Right, I think after doing the Gulf expedition, then I send some equipment over to the Maxon expedition. We captured an NTR operative, very good. I'm gonna focus on. What do you get? Division recovery rate, attack bonus against the NCR. We'll stick with the Maxonians. I've not actually tried them out yet. At least until I have the chance to thingy with them anyway. Have a chance to go to the other party I mentioned earlier. Okay. Max and chapter, please. What I'm doing is very risky. I'm hoping it pays off. Okay, that's a bunch of our troops trapped. If they succeed here, it should make things a lot easier. Okay. That's going to make things a hell of a lot easier. Let's try and surround more of our forces up here. Max and Chapter got their support, so let's go for the Guardians next. Right, they're done for now. Their goose is cooked. They have no troops remaining, really. Right, that makes things a lot easier because Robot City is pretty difficult to beat actually later in the campaign once they get a bunch of buffs. So if they can take Scorpion's Bite out and Hand Dogs, they'll be in a great position. Let's get a few more expeditionary formations here. I may go for the safety one next. Each addition to the underground bunker costs manpower, usually temporarily. However, let's say I put some underground construction facilities down here. I got a 50% chance of getting full manpower back, and decreasing chance of more severe ones. Well, I only get 300 manpower back at worst. I have hiccups. I get them a lot at the moment. Ah yes, the big war up in the north. So the four-way war between Big Grass, Strath Commune, Leeds Ministry and the Pioneer Company, which pretty much every time the Strath Commune gets absolutely destroyed. Right, let's go for the Midwest expedition next. I mean, Big Grass pretty much wins this fight every time. I don't think I've actually seen anyone else win there. I'm not going to do any propaganda efforts. What I am going to do is go for more paladin attack, because our volunteers are going to be greatly needed here. I can't accept volunteers due to a modifier, which is chaotic conflicts. Disappears in December 2276. Okay, let's go for the next military heritage tech. So I can make some pretty insane divisions long term, but it's going to take a while to get to that stage. I'm not sure how things are going to go for the Mojave Brotherhood. Hopefully well. Let's go Texas Expedition next. Not sure if that ends up allying the NCR or not. NCR proving themselves the true continuation of American democracy. That sounds awfully like allying the NCR. Maybe I'll go down the Maxon route instead then. I know that cultists end up with some Mimi runs. I don't really massively want to go down that route. Let's get the underground safety equipment. Is she victorious in Navarro? Which we set so that she would win, so that's pretty good. Right, I'm gonna get the Maxon stuff done. The remaining focuses, I think I can wait for a while. I will need to keep an eye on the Alamo chapter because they will end up at war relatively quickly. They should win against the Pursuant. It's against the Ejército Mexicano, which is going to be a bit of a threat. So Kimball is still in charge of the NTR for the moment at least. Oh, I need to go Pain Train, Mysterious Stranger, and I think Inspirational for the extra army experience game. Okay, Maxonians it is. I went with the Rombonians on my previous runs, so I've not tried this one out. I want to give it a go. So the warrior training gives frontline platoons extra reliability, which means we don't lose our equipment quite so often. I can build up more of a stockpile, which is good. And organised agriculture gives additional manpower and monthly population, so also a very nice addition. And we are going to be all about the manpower. We need to save up as much as we can get. Right, we got the first, well, effectively second, but practically the first one we had to research. Refined Warfare Land Doctrine. Let's go for the next one, which is Rapid Deployment. So, Army max speed increase and Army Organisation regain is pretty nice, even if it means additional training time, but that doesn't really matter too much. Research Stim Pack. Elga Angarad. Getting base war support. That would give division recovery rate, stability, political power gain. So Stim Packs. Is that over here somewhere? Oh, it's not a focus, it's natural research. So that would require this one here, which I'm not going to get for quite a while. In which case, I think we'll coronate a new elder. Military High Command is going to be going for, I think, Division Organisation plus 5%, plus supply range increase. And we're going to go Army Experience gain, I think. Yeah, plus 10% Army Experience gain is nice. Is Maxon at war? They are not. Sisters of Steel are fine. Alamo chapter is pushing, I hope. Yeah, things seem okay mostly. I think Guardians are going to end up being beat. The Mojave chapter is going to end up being beat. I'm hoping one of the Washington Brotherhood or the Cause ends up winning. Just have to keep an eye on it all. Right, we're going to go for another expeditionary department here. Do 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 do. So that puts our unit leader in charge. Interesting. Right, let's go line of succession. Right, any wars I can join here. So the Alamo chapter is fine. I'd say no. Oh. NCR continues to expand. Looks like Kimball might be left in charge. I would have thought they would have had the election by now. It's nice that the Shia have expanded like this. I didn't actually expect that. I knew it would help to set the focus to have the Shia as a brotherhood state eventually, but they haven't been yet. He's safer here with his father. Let's not use this music. Right, let's go help out the transitions to the Alamo chapter, which this will give me another paladin, which will be excellent for use in our expeditions to, well, our volunteers to help out various Brotherhood chapters. Okay, so I wish I could send units to go help out, but unfortunately Operation Sunburst preparation stops me from sending volunteers to the Mojave chapter, so I'll have to see how they do here. I am fully expecting them to get absolutely destroyed eventually. I've never seen the AI win as the Mojave chapter, which is a bit of a shame. I think we're going to go for better hard attack and piercing on our infantry equipment. Oh, I need to keep 50 political power. I completely forgot about that. That's okay. Let's help out the Washington Brotherhood then. I was thinking, what happened to the Alamo chapter? Completely forgetting I need to save political power when I do any of those. Which I get one a day now, which is nice. The Baldelio ranches are lasting longer than I thought they would. However, I think that's going to be it for this first episode. Thank you very much everyone for watching this new series of Hearts of Iron for Old World Blues. Hope you've enjoyed the Lost Hills chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel. I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching.